Joining us right now is Milwaukee County Sheriff David Clarke. Sheriff Clarke, it's good to see you. Thanks so much for joining us, sir.
Thank you.
What do you think? Was this the right move?
Well, it doesn't really matter what I think. Look, I support President Donald Trump and the decisions that he's making. He's kind of roller skating backwards up a mountain trying to drain the swamp in Washington, D.C. And when you're in a position of leadership like the president, you have to make tough decisions. And every time you do that, it's going to be viewed through the political lens like, Schumer and others have done. But Donald Trump, President Trump understands what leadership is. He understands that, along with Jeff Sessions, that the FBI has suffered some credibility issues recently, and that's not good. So, the only thing that matters is what the president thinks and what the attorney general thinks. They have done a great job, especially the president, of putting a team together around him to help make America great again, and so I support these moves. So,
when I interviewed the president 1 month ago, he basically foreshadowed this and said, well, I have confidence in Comey, but we'll see what happens. He basically saved Hillary Clinton. And so he did suggest that he wasn't happy with him. However, why didn't he do it on day one? Do you think because of that Russia probe was happening, he thought it would look bad to come into office and immediately fire Jim Comey, and now after all of these months where there's no evidence of any collusion, he thought, well, I'm going to do it now on the recommendation of, as you say, the Attorney General?
Well, the last thing I'm going to do is try to get into the head of President Donald Trump. No matter when he would have done it, the politics would have entered into it. If he'd have done it on day one,
that's true, they
would have said something. So it really wouldn't have mattered. If he would have done it 6 months from now, it really wouldn't have mattered. But he felt that there was a move that had to be done in the best interest of the FBI.
Sheriff Clarke, your name is being floated as a potential replacement for the FBI director. Would you consider the job?
Well, look, this is the kind of political theater that goes on when something like this opens up, the short list, the long list. My name's been mentioned. I try not to get into that. I'm focused on what I'm doing right now. It's an honor to be talked about and that sort of thing, but the only person whose opinion matters in this in terms of who the next director will be is President Donald Trump. He and Jeff Sessions will do what's in the best interest of the FBI in terms of leading that organization, that agency, I should say, into the future.